Hi, Amy. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. How are you today? I'd like to explain first. I see, hear, feel, know, sense, sometimes taste and smell. I have most of the senses. They talk to me, but they also will send me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades, and I have to describe what I think they're trying to show in that picture. So hopefully I describe those things well enough that you understand what it is. And I'm finding a lot lately, more so than I've ever had, is some of the things that you don't understand. For one thing, write them down. Don't throw the reading out just because you don't understand something. Sometimes you'll see it later, sometimes you'll remember it later, but I'm getting a lot of lately your family members validating. When you go say something to them, go, well, I don't understand this, one of your family members know. So it's kind of a message for everybody, which has been kind of cool lately. So we're going to talk to Andy. He's trying to call you. Okay, let me say one more thing. I stink at names, so if I give you a name and nicknames count, you might have to think outside the box. It might be something close to the sound, or it might be the beginning letter of the name. I don't know why the names come out like that, and I don't know why they keep giving me names since I don't get them correct. The rest of it should be okay. So we'll see, because he's throwing out a nickname, and it sounds like squid or squish or something with that SQU kind of sound at the beginning. Square. I can't quite tell what it is. He says heavenly. They throw out words. I'll just throw out the words that they, whatever they say. I let them run the show. It's their show. They know what you need to hear, maybe not what you want to hear. He's, let's see where we're going with this. I can't quite see him. He's not quite strong enough yet. He's holding up a quilt. It looks like a handmade quilt, like my grandmother used to make quilts. I know the pattern, but I don't remember what it's called, and I don't know if that makes any difference. I don't know if he's showing me the exact quilt or just something for you to reference. Okay. Here we go with the charades. I hate that game. He's holding up the quilt, and then he kind of turns it, and then he turns it back. Don't know. Hopefully you do. He's showing a gun. He's showing a... Hang on, I'm going to show it a little clearer. He's showing a rifle. He's showing a rifle. I hear 30-06, but that might be, he just might be referencing the gun that I use when I go deer hunting. He's talking about squirrels, so it might be a 22. That's what I usually use to go squirrel hunting. Actually, I have to use a shotgun because I can't hit them. Was there an accident with a gun like this, or a near accident or something? I can't quite tell what he's doing. He's being a little vague, a little wishy-washy. He says it's all good. He's laughing. He's laughing. He says now he gets to go in and check on you whenever he wants to. He says your chariot awaits, my dear. He's showing you, I don't know what you look like. I don't creep anybody's Facebook page because it muddies my mind, so I don't even know what you look like. But he's showing you, and it looks like probably when you get up in the morning, you know, and your hair is all sticking up, like mine's kind of sticking up today, but your hair is just sticking everywhere. It hasn't been combed yet. And he's over there standing behind your chair, and he's pulling on the parts that are sticking out, pulling on them, kind of straightening them up a little bit, but he's also pulling on them like a brother would aggravate a sister. He says, "What's up with this shit, sis? Put your lipstick on." Now he's showing you walking around in bunny slippers, fuzzy bunny slippers, with your hair all not combed, in a robe or house robe, something on. He's showing you mopping the kitchen floor. And he's holding the back of the mop. So as you're trying to mop, there's like a pull. It's like heavy, where you, instead of just gliding along the floor, because he's got a hold of it, he's messing with you. He's holding the back of it, so it's like almost hard to push, like it's really heavy. He says then when you set it up somewhere, like if you walk away for a few minutes or something, it's going to fall. And it may fall more than once. He's ornery. Okay, I'm waiting for him to switch. Now he's throwing popcorn at you, one piece at a time. He's throwing popcorn at you. He's mentioning somebody with a name that starts with T, as like Terry. Usually they'll give me a male name if they're not going to give me the exact name. I don't know if this is a boy or girl named Terry, or a name close to that, or a name starts with T. We'll see if we can narrow it down. It's just the way they communicate. Now he's showing me a large dog. He's showing me a dog that looks like my grandson's dog. Large, real short-haired, long tail, kind of a light tannish, reddish, with black markings. So I don't know if he's referencing our dog or if this is a dog exactly like our dog. And I'll say our dog sheds a lot. Way more than my Yorkies do, any long-haired dog I've ever had. This dog sheds an enormous amount of hair for being a little short-haired, slick dog. Well, not little, she's big. And she's young. Give me a second, I'm asking him a question. Okay, so I'm asking him who he's with. And he says grandma, and it's the grandma that maybe didn't have as close a connection with you guys, or at least with him. Maybe crankier. She gives off the feeling of being a little harsh. So instead of describing her, I think we're going to describe her that way. He says she's still the same. Who else? I hear the name Noah, Noah. He was trying to show me somebody else a second ago. Let's see if we can pull him in. I'm actually getting the picture of a heifer, a cow, a heifer, with the light brown face. I can only see the face. Almost looks like there's a white spot up on the forehead. I don't know if it's a Guernsey milk cow, maybe. I better not try to guess the breed of it. That might not be a good idea. But that's what popped into my head. There's a lot of things pop in my head. I kept feeling that when I asked him who was with him, that he kept referencing a female about his age, but he's not bringing her, or she's not stepping forward enough. I don't know which it is, to give you any kind of name or description. He says he goes to baseball games. Who in your family is playing baseball? Or getting ready to, seeing how summer's coming? Okay, he's showing being with his mom, and it's like she has a calendar and she's putting X's on it, and she's counting the days and the years since he left. He said she could almost tell you exactly how many hours since he left. That he wishes that she could let go of some of that. He does go and hug her. Not from the front. He's showing that, like if I'm sitting here, he's kind of standing, and he's putting his arm around and kind of hugging in from the side. Kind of hugging in from the side. Trying to get his energy close enough so she can feel him, so she knows he's there. And he whispers in her ear. I love you, Mom. He said he keeps an eye on Dad. Something about his hat. Something about his hat. He keeps. Does your dad wear a hat? A nice hat, a ball cap, some kind of hat? And it's like Andy keeps like pushing it down on his head, and Dad has to keep pulling it back up. Like Andy pushes it down on his head, or tries to move it or wiggle it, or kind of try to get his attention when he has it on. Okay, now he's back. He's back in your kitchen. I'll let him go wherever he wants to. He's back in your kitchen, and he's not pacing. He's looking around. He's looking for his favorite drink. He's not saying what it is. I know that's a little vague. He's looking for his favorite drink. And he can't seem to find it in your house. And then I hear hallelujah. Alright, let's see where we're going. He's changing again. A lot of times it happens really slow when they change from one thing to the other. He says you've heard him talk to you. He's showing you being wide awake, like sitting up. So, it's not in your dreams. And now, I'm not saying he hasn't, but... And he tries to yell out your name. Okay, he showed me the picture of a hospital. Has somebody been in the hospital lately, or somebody's getting ready to have an operation or something? He's acknowledging the hospital. He was either there or he's going to be there. He's laughing hysterically. And he says, now that he's gone, you finally get all the attention like you wanted. But he's saying it very funny. He's not being mean about it. Or even sarcastic. He's laughing hysterically. You finally get all the attention. He says you used to whine when you were little if you didn't get the attention. I'm seeing cigarette smoke. I can't tell if it's coming from him, so you will smell that once in a while. When you get any kind of signs, say thank you, I see them, I acknowledge them and validate them, bring me more. And once you start catching on to seeing them, you'd be surprised how many signs you'll get from them. He's Millie, no. Sorry. I may have to go shut the door. Millie, no. That's the grandson's dog I was speaking of. He says there was a special occasion here recently. Now, I don't know if he means recently as in the last week or the last year or whatever, but he's showing the cemetery. He's showing a cemetery, a lot of flowers around one tombstone that I think it's his, but there's something else going on close to his tombstone. So he's acknowledging that he knows you were all there. There's several people there. And there's a lot of flowers there. He's being a little slow with the information. Come on, Andy. Says you have a picture of him on your wall. When you walk by it, sometimes you smile and you go something like, "Hi, brat." Okay, he's showing me of one time you were riding with him, maybe more than once, and he was driving extremely fast, and he was doing this kind of crap with the steering wheel, kind of bouncing you around on purpose, trying to make your head smack the side window. I'd call him Brat when I walk by the picture too. He's ornery. That's one of his favorite memories. Somebody, and I believe it's your backyard, just fell and twisted their ankle really bad. Or maybe it's coming. But he's acknowledging he was either there or going to be there when this happens, and help pick them up. It's mentioning the color green. I just give whatever they want to tell. He says he's very much at peace. He feels very peaceful, very calm, but ornery. He says the only thing that is bothering his peace is Mom putting those marks on the calendar. Even if she's not doing it physically, she's doing it mentally. That he's so sorry he did that to her. Okay, he's showing somebody with a straw hat on, and it's a pretty big straw hat. Got a pretty big rim on it, like a sun hat. Tell her I love her. Tell her she's number one now. Tell her I don't hold that against her. Tell her she worries too much. Tell her she needs to calm those little squirrels down in her head a little bit and not stress out over stuff. Because it is a beautiful life, and don't take it for granted. Enjoy it. And he's showing an ocean. He goes, go sit on a beach. He's showing parasailing. He said, if you want to do that, go do that. He says to go do the things on your bucket list. You'll be just fine. I have too many dogs. Once again, he's referencing something like parasailing, but I heard him say hand gliding. I don't know if there's a difference. I've never gotten to do either one. That should be on my bucket list. He says he feels like that, like if you're floating along like that, that he just, and you just see all the stuff, and you can see everything from up there. He says that's what he feels like now. It's like floating and peaceful and calm and beautiful. He wants you to know you're beautiful. Okay, you're also going to hear a noise, and he's making it sound like, I don't know if these earrings really rattle. I don't really hear these. It'll sound like your earring rattling, and he's not showing me what kind of earring. I know that would be different sounds, but you're going to hear some kind of I guess a metal rattling close to your ear, like an earring jingling. And he's snapping his fingers, and you're going to hear that. Just out of the blue, you might be walking through the house and you'll hear, sounds like somebody snaps their fingers. He is trying to get your attention. So once again, acknowledge it when you hear it, and you'll get more. He says the word haze, H-A-Z-E. He's not saying why. He wants you to know that he loves you and wants the best for you, and he's keeping an eye on you by coming around you and giving you these little sounds and symbols. He's trying to show you that he's around and he's keeping an eye on you. He can hear you. Talk to him. He can hear you. And he says if you need help with somebody doing something like bullying you, whether that would be in the workplace or somewhere else, call on him. But you do need to ask. They cannot just jump in and override your free will choice and go, hey, I know you're supposed to do it this way. I'm going to make you do it this way. They can't do that. You have free will choice. But if you ask and are willing to accept their help, they can help. He says, keep your nose to the grindstone. But don't get too serious. He says, life is like a box of chocolates. I'm not really even sure what Forrest Gump meant by that. He says you worry too much about other people's opinions. Don't worry about them. I love you and I think you're perfect. Just the way you are. Don't try to change for anybody. Now he's mentioning how he used to try to trip you all the time when you were younger. And I do ask them not to bring up things when you were too young to remember. And maybe I have to get after him not to bring things in that you don't know, that you have to validate with some other family member. Maybe I need to get after him about that. So hopefully you can validate some of these things. I don't spend my whole reading going every single thing I say that you can validate. So hopefully there's a couple of things in there so you do know for sure that it's him. This is not an exact science, and it is harder to bring through the exact one that you want. He says, okay, he's leaving. I don't know, but a lot of times when they leave, they'll hand a flower to the person. He's handing you a cactus. I don't know where you live, but he's handing you a cactus that has flowers on it. So I don't know if he's trying to be funny, or if you live somewhere where you have cactus. I honestly don't know, but it's got the little flowers on the cactus. He says, know that I am around. Okay, that he's leaving. So I hope some of this resonated with you. I hope that you can feel him and know that he's there now, and you'll recognize some of these signs. He loves you. Even though he's ornery, he loves you. Alright, we're going to let him go. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. Much love to you. Let me know.